My name is Anthony Holmes. Uh, I'm a torture survivor, and I'm part of the speakers bureau that we have at the center. You have to understand that when we first started this was the educated the young people that so they would understand what's going on with us and understand the total what had happened to us, um, and to let them know that even though they said we did this, but we hadn't, and that's what the reparations was all about. Because all of us was, it was about 100 and some odd people, if not more, that was falsely accused and convicted of it, of the charges, different crimes. But the problem with that is that John Burge and his crew, they laid there and started doing us like that from day one, because most of us was gang members and in different organizations and stuff. And Dilla had told him that he wanted the streets cleaned up. So Burge went, took his Vietnam training and went to work and on black and browns, and he definitely locked us up. If you had any kind of reputation or was known in the neighborhood, then you was going to jail, and that's the bottom line of that. So when we got, anyway, what happened was when we went to trial and got Burge convicted, he that's when everything came out. But at the same time, the other had told him to be quiet, speak on what he did. What I'm saying, told all the officers that was with Burge to be quiet and keep it, because he'd ordered them to do what they was doing. But as you know, Burge got 6 years, well, 4.5 years, and he was sent to the penitentiary because of my testimony that because he had tortured me. And to give you the insight, what happened was Melvin Jones was a guy that Burge was telling. He told him that he's going to do him like he did Satan and Cochise. And I was Satan. Cochise was a guy that one of my guys I know. But anyway, the bottom line to that is that what he ended up doing was uh, he tortured Melvin Jones too. But at the same time, some odd years later, that's when Melvin Jones became my cellie and down in Stateville. But during the 3 years that he was my cellie, we never did talk about it because you didn't talk about stuff like that in the penitentiary, once it happened, because people ran your stool pigeons and all that kind of stuff. But the thing of it was, didn't nobody know who all Burge had tortured. And so a lot of guys in the penitentiary, like myself and others, they got time. I had 20 to 75 years, and I forgot what Melvin Jones had. But the bottom line is this: all of us got convicted on the charges that Burge made us in the false confessions that he got from us. So we ended up going to the penitentiary. Came home. I came home in '84. I mean, '04, and when Flint Taylor, Joey Mogul, um, Ben, and the People's Law Office, they was representing me and got me to. We took a deposition against Burge, and what happened was Burge laid there, and his lawyers, tried to say that we all come together and try to do this, get a conspiracy against him, but it wasn't like that. And by him getting convicted, the with the before he got convicted, the federal attorneys, they in turn questioned us. We did depositions, with Burge and them, and with Joey Mogul and Flint Taylor, they was sent to took them. And Alice Kim took the depositions that we had made and took them to the UN. And for some reason, that particular day, they listened to them and they declared that it was torture. And that's when the Fed stepped in, and that's when Burge, went to court and got convicted. But to make a long story short was because he never thought he would see there in the penitentiary. And these that he did to different people, saying it wouldn't matter. But it did matter because the federal attorneys and them got a hold to it, and they ended up convicting him. So But in the bottom line is that we got it. So after they took the depositions and we went to court, that's when Burge got convicted. He got 4.5 years. They sent him to the penitentiary, and that's when we can represent reparations was done up and drawn up with Joy and Alice and Chantel and all them, and that's when that came about, and that's when we started the Speakers Bureau. That's what it came from. Once we got established there, and because we needed somebody to speak on what had happened to us, because since we couldn't get no benefits from it, then what the mayor Emmanuel, what he did was he took up and he apologized to us, gave us $100,000, and gave our for our kids and even us, we could go back to school and at the same time get some education from it. But the basic was because of the fact that we had been tortured, and proving that we had been tortured. And it was a false confession that Burge had, got from us, but still they convicted us upon that, and we did the time, and we didn't get exonerated from it. So what ended up happening is we asked Joey Morgan and us, we got together, and that's how the reparations came about. We started protesting and talking about we was innocent and all that, and it came true, and by the convictions and stuff. So the bottom line is they laid there, and the schools, because myself, DC, Daryl Cannon, Gregory laid there. Gregory was part of us. It was about 6 of us was protesting and doing everything that Gregory Banks rather. We was protesting, doing everything that we could do in order to get this passed. So what the council did, all the aldermen, they passed the reparations, and it was the first time it was ever did in the history of any state or any country, just in the United States, because it had never been did here before. So what it was really about was we wanted to bring to the schools the knowledge that we had or what had happened to us, and speak on what had happened to us, and let them question us about it, so that they would understand that this was another crisis that had been did to Black, Browns. And so the bottom line is that we in turn they made the reparations, and we won the reparations, and they awarded us everything, like I said, everything I said earlier, $1 million, $100,000, free education for our kids and grandkids, and even us. But the bottom line is, we still got to fight for this, because they gave us part of it, which they gave us the center, and the curriculum came out through that. And this would get an insight in what happened to us, to the kids in the school, so they would know, and they wouldn't be caught up in the situation we was caught up in, because that's why we there, to get them the knowledge and from us the truth and the matter that would happen to us. So the thing is that people didn't believe us when we was telling them that we was tortured and all this stuff here. And so finally they started believing us, and then when Burge got convicted and everything started unfolding and everything came out like it did, and we still fighting for the moratorium of the names and the standards that we set forth by bringing different cases and into the schools. That's with each one of us, and speaking on them, even though a lot of them, they haven't been there and they probably won't get there. But the thing of it is that the knowledge that they get from us, it'll get them the knowledge to do the things they want to do. And as far as opening doors up, going, being lawyers, doctors, whatever, and at the same time, be understanding of what went on, not so much all the police, but just the ones that was named in the indictments and stuff like that, because it gives them an opportunity to see how we what happened to us, what we went through, what we still going through, what I'm saying? And finally, people don't start believing what we were saying, and which is a good thing, because now they can see and understand, because we still here. And like so many other things within history, within with Blacks, you ain't got that. and because they can turn it around and change the way they want to be, do it. But they can't do that with us, because that's why the curriculum is so important to us, because and the center is so important to us, and the moral, because it gives way to the things that we've been through and we're still going through as far as emotional, but at the same time it gives understanding to them where they can understand where we coming from and see that they don't do the same thing and make the same kind of mistakes we made. My gift to them is the knowledge of what took place with me and others like me. At the same time, it's the truth, because this is proven in court that they did lie on us, and they did get us into the penitentiary, and the time we did doesn't even count. You know what I'm saying? And we, like I said, like the judge say, I didn't get nothing for this. I can't get nothing for this. But the bottom line is that we, as a whole, suffered in the fact that we're able to talk about it. It helps us heal some. But the bottom line is that we continue to grow from what we explaining to y'all, because this is our healing process, to let y'all know, so that y'all won't make the same mistakes we made, and at the same time to give you the insight to see where the wrongness was at and how you can deal with it in the right sense. Because like we tell the kids in school is this, don't be aggressive with the police, because you don't know how they come to you. You don't know where they're coming from, because they don't tell what's on their mind. I'm not saying all police is like that, but most of them is. So the good police is they taking the weight for what Bergen was doing, and that's the sad part, because they ain't on that same thing they was on. They didn't touch nobody. They didn't electrocute you or shock you or put plastic bags over your head, suffocate you, until you confess to a crime that you didn't do. But the bottom line is this: now they got a chance to hear from us, the ones that suffered with it, the one that was tortured by it, and the one that still go through torture. And the healing part come in us being able to tell them our stories, and they listen and they understand, and most of them believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's true. It's in black and white. But the bottom line is that if it wasn't for that, well, nobody took time to listen to what we're saying, because of the fact, they believe what the police did is right. So in that sense, that's why I say that we didn't come a long ways, and at the same time, we still grasping and trying to reach further, because of the fact that there's so many others still in the penitentiary going through the changes like that. But like I say, nowadays they're coming out because of the fact that the state's attorney, she won't bring charges against them. She's dropping them charges because they I think 8 more guys got out last week or before last about the same thing. But it wasn't Birds, it was a different officer. So it's just not just with Birds, it's still going on. It's going to keep on going on till we get all this corruption about the police department. Because a lot of innocent people, young kids going to jail, like all this was. I was when I went with 26 and I went to penitentiary. Now I'm now 74. So, it's the years is wasted, because we lost family members. We lost, time with our kids and stuff. But the good thing is that we here and we trying to let them know, hey, we love y'all, you know what I'm saying? And we want the best for our kids. And so much is going on with them, you know what I'm saying? And that's what scares us, because of the fact that they doing what they doing. Turn it down some. But the thing of it is that we as a whole, we doing what we can to help y'all, get a better grasp of what's going on. And through the education that y'all getting from this, then y'all can become a better person, you know what I'm saying, and dealing with situations that might consume you, that everybody ain't got to be like this. So that's why we need y'all help to spread it, to understand it, and keep being what y'all be, and be the best that y'all can be, because y'all are future, and that's the bottom line of that. What I like about it is when we go into school and we speak, as we do speaking, we have questions, answering questions. It's the last end of it. And the kids ask everything that you know. I mean, our kids are smart, no question about that. And what I like about it is they let you know that they feel what you're saying, and they appreciate us being there. They've been telling this here because instead of them being, reading about it or being told this here, there's no proof that it's a reality. But the proof is in us being there, and that's what helps us. In the hope that we helping them by telling them our stories, so that they would be able to go through life with more knowledge of what's out there and what to avoid, and at the same time to grow in the wisdom to deal with situations that come to them. Like we tell them, like it's like this still, you know, you don't have, everybody, you can join in any game or get in any kind of situation. But the thing of it is, think about your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, your other members of your family and friends that they ain't doing this stuff. So why should you get caught up in this when you know what it's going to lead to? Now, whether it's a bad organization or a good organization, when it's all said and done, it's still going to be a bad organization. So the thing of it is, you got to, you develop the knowledge to deal with situations that come to you that might force you to try to do something stupid that you shouldn't do. In this sense, this is what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? We the examples, so y'all can learn from us, but through the mistakes that we made. And that's why we try to keep from making the same mistakes again. And hopefully y'all won't make the same mistakes, because like I say, y'all our future. You know what I'm saying? Everything depends on y'all. You become lawyers, doctors, if you want to be police, fine. If you want to be judges and attorneys and stuff, that's all well and good too. But it's your choice, not by somebody else, pushing you to this here or leading you to this here or getting the wrong concept, because everybody ain't got a good intent. So therefore, you got to learn how to read people and understand stuff. Don't, if you see something happening, with the police and they approach you and tell you to get on the ground or whatever, don't be aggressive with them, because like I say, you don't know what the situation is with them before they came to talk to you. So what you do is you be humble. You know what I'm saying? You follow what they say. But the key things is this here. You get their badge number, try to remember their name, you get the car number, and you go, you tell the teachers, your counselors, the principals, whoever you can talk to, and your mother and father, you know what I'm saying, whoever is the head of your household at home, and let them talk and do this, explaining what's going on. You don't do it because first thing they're gonna say is you're telling on somebody, and you ain't telling nobody. You just trying to get there with the police on your behalf, what they did to you or how they came to you. So that's then that way, because mom and dad and the teachers and the counselors and stuff like that, they can help. They can keep that from being you. That way you ain't got to worry about getting caught up in those situations. But like I say, it pleases us to know that they learning and they're understanding what we're saying. And, they thank us for that. And that in itself is more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? It makes us grateful that we got the opportunity to tell them what happened to us and what took place in our lives, so that it won't happen to them. I remember one girl asked me, she said, you got any kids? I said, yeah. And I told her, she said, woo. She said, you got that many? I said, yeah. She said, okay. You know what I'm saying? And it's stuff like that, little small things that makes a difference with us. You know what I'm saying? Because most people figure we ain't got no kids, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys, they ain't had a chance to make kids because they got picked up young, 16, 17, you know what I'm saying? And they took them and rushed them to the penitentiary. So now, they can come out and try to start living a life to get up with find a nice lady and make a baby or babies, you know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is this here. It ain't got to be your kids that make you happy. It can be other people's kids that make you happy because of the things they doing, and you seeing them do that. You see what I'm saying? And that in itself makes it worthwhile to give them a chance to enjoy life, even though we didn't get a chance to, but they have a chance. And if we can help them in any form of fashion to get to where they need to go, to get to be the person they want to be, then that's our job. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're here to do. You know, so that's what we have no questions done barred from us. Because like I say, you know, the books and stuff that when we come up with, you know, Abraham Lincoln and all them, they show about what they did, but they don't show what happened to the blacks and browns that come into the United States, to form the United States, up to, you know, then Martin Luther King come, Malcolm X and everybody else, and then, you know, you see different stages, but at the same time, you see a lot of racism, you see a lot of hate, you know what I'm saying? And you wonder why, because you take 5 different nationalities of babies and put them together, they're gonna play and have a ball. But once they go home to their parents, that's all the static start. You know what I'm saying? That's when the racism come in. And it shouldn't be like that, because the bottom line is this: if you don't teach a child that, a child ain't gonna do that. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's how you have to look at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to govern nobody's family or nothing like that, but I'm saying, man, we here. All of us is here. We can all live as one. You know what I'm saying? Through it all, what's the bottom line is that we are the ones that set the future, and our kids is the ones that carry the future through to where it's supposed to be. And that's the name of the tune. You know what I'm saying? And each kid, you know, I'm telling you, y'all smart. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got a lot to see and y'all got a lot to learn. And learn it, deal with it, and be the best you can be while you're at it. You see what I'm saying? Don't take second best. Try to be the best. You know what I'm saying? But don't feel bad if you fall short some, because that's all right. Because you set in a place for the next person to come to get to your level so they can get further than you. And that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no jealousy. There ain't none of that about that. It's all about surviving, being a better person, and sharing what you learn.